Hello, SB here from the Barefoot Trainer. Welcome to Sweet Potato Yoga, yoga for Mama and Baby in their second trimester. During these weeks, we want to focus on cultivating strength and stamina to refine awareness of the pelvis and spine and build more internal support for the challenge to balance and ease that will happen as the baby grows. We want to continue developing your leg strength and balance. Please use a wall or a chair to help you with your balance if you need. The chaturangas in our sun salutations have been modified to knees, chest, and chin so that your belly doesn't touch the floor. You can also use folded towels or blankets to help you prop up further if you want. Towards the 25th week of pregnancy, tune into any sense of numbness or tingling while lying on your back. This is from the baby placing pressure on the vena cava, restricting the flow of blood back to the mama's heart. Please use pillows to make yourself comfortable when we're lying down doing our Shavasana. I've also added some Reiki guided meditation throughout the practice for all the positive benefits that we'll have for you and baby. So, let's get started. So I want to start in a pose called Sukhasana. What it is, you sit in a cross-legged pose with your hands on your knees, your thumb touching either your second finger or your third finger, and just relax. Your back is as straight as you can. And what we're going to do here is do some Reiki guided meditation and concentrate on our breathing for about 1 to 2 minutes. So sit cross-legged. You can put one of your feet up over your calf if that feels comfortable to you, or you can just sit both ankles on the floor like you would do in, say, kindergarten or something. So here we are. Let's concentrate on our breathing now. So let's breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. You notice that I'm following a 6-2 rhythm, breathing out for 6 beats, breathing in for 2. You don't have to follow this. You can do equal, you could do 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 2 and 2, whatever feels good to you. 6 and 2 is just what I work on while I'm running and also while I'm trying to do yoga. It's good to concentrate most on breathing out, because you want to breathe out the carbon dioxide and rid that from your system, and then also create a vacuum in your diaphragm that sucks in the oxygen. 1 more minute in this pose, and we want to think really positive thoughts. Let's go to a place in your mind that you feel completely safe and comfortable and that you feel happy. So find that place in your mind and just concentrate on your breathing and being there in that place. Now, beautiful. Now stay in that place, that special place that you feel comfortable and relaxed. and welcome, surrounded by beauty and peace. And let's start some other poses. So here we're going into Paravito Sukhasana, which is when you just give a slight twist, basically in your shoulders, and look behind you. You want to keep the belly soft and spacious and just twist from the mid-thoracic spine upwards. So let's do this for 10 breaths each side. Wonderful. Now come forward and take your right hand and move it over to your left knee, pressing your left hand behind you, behind your tush. And from the mid-thoracic spine upwards, give a slight twist. So just your shoulders and your neck, and you want to look behind you. And let's do this for 10 breaths. More. Wonderful. From here, put both hands in front of you and you come onto your knees. You walk your hands a little bit forward or your hands a little bit backward so you're in cat and cow position. So let's do 5 cat and cows and follow with your breath. So inhale, arch your back up, and you're in cat. Exhale, belly down, arching your back the other way, chin up, that's cow. So 4 more of these. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Wonderful. So sit back on your heels, putting your hands on your knees, and we're just going to be concentrating on our breathing here in our wonderful, comfortable space for about 2 minutes. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now surround yourself with this warm, honey-colored light. This light surrounds you and at the same time emanates from within. This light is completely nourishing and protective of you. You are completely safe in this warm, honey-colored light. You feel happy and relaxed, peaceful. Your mind is at ease. Your breath comes easily and naturally. You are filled with abundance. You have everything that you need. And then breathe out. And keep your shoulders back, chest forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. No matter what goes on around you, you can always come back to your breath, no matter what. From here, come onto your knees, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to stretch one leg back at a time. So let's start with our right leg. So bring that right heel back and play with bringing the weight from your balls of your feet to your toe and back forth. It's a slight rocking movement back and forth. We're trying to release tension in your knees, in your heels, in your Achilles, and your calves. Take as long as you need here. You can press pause if you want. Play with bringing that heel to the back of the room and then going onto your toe as well. Really get a nice stretch in that calf. And keep your legs long. Now bring that right leg back under your right hip. And let's do it on the other side. So move that left leg back. So you're on the ball of your foot. Bring the heel back. And go heel, ball, toe, ball, heel, ball, toe. Slight micro movement here. Try to keep your knees up to the ceiling. A deeper stretch. Beautiful. From here, come back to the cat-cow position, but tuck your toes under, tushy up to the ceiling, and you're in downward dog here. So you want to push your shoulders away from your ears. You want to try to pedal your feet down so that your heels get as close to the floor as you can. You want to play with straightening those knees and bending them. If you straighten them, you're going to get less of a stretch in your back. If you bend them, you'll be able to push your tushy up higher and get a deeper stretch. So play with it. Very careful, slow movement. We're still in downward dog, and what we're going to do next is just walk our feet up slowly up to our hands. So we're in forward fold here. And now what we want to do is sweep up with a reverse swan dive. Hands up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, bring hands to prayer. I want you to imagine that place. Now for me that place is a light dappled mossy meadow in a forest. I tend to imagine the house in Sleeping Beauty where they bring Aurora to when she first comes under the curse and they're putting her in hiding. That beautiful old farmhouse in the woods with the beautiful light coming through the trees. That's what I imagine. But for you, it might be that you're swimming in the ocean, that you're a dolphin. You're swimming amongst the coral and all the little fishes there, and you can feel the light twinkling on the surface above you. You feel perfectly safe here in these waters. They're shallow and turquoise and filled with light and life. So perhaps this is your space. These are just suggestions. Bring yourself to your own space here. Now let's start on some classical Surya Namaskara. Our hands are in prayer position here. Feet are in mountain pose or Tadasana. Exhale. Inhale, bring our arms up to the ceiling. Hands together at the top. Exhale, swan dive down, hands to the floor. This is called Uttanasana. Now lift your heart towards the horizon to flat back, and then back down again to forward fold. This is a micro movement here, especially if you have tight hamstrings like I do. Now from here, ground your hands, put some of your weight into your hands, and bring your right leg back, gently, softly, controlled here. Now bring your knee to the ground and your toes are flat, so your right foot is flat against the floor. You might need to move your left leg up a little bit so that your knees are not going beyond your toes. You want to protect your knees here. Now from here, use the strength of your core to bring yourself up, putting your hands on your hips. Sink into this hips, a very deep hip flexor stretch here. Now for a balanced pose here, bring your arms up. Slight back bend, but only if you feel secure, comfortable here. And breathe. Now bring your hands back to your hips, and then hands back to the floor into plank. Tuck your right toe under. Bring your left foot to match the right. You're in plank. And play here with rocking back and forth and rocking side to side. So we're stretching out different parts of our calves, our IT bands, our hamstrings here, our Achilles. Well, when you're done, bring your knees to the ground, scoot your tushy up, bring your chest to the ground, chin to the ground. This is called knees, chest, and chin, or Ashtanga Pranam. And then move, push through Cobra. Your belly is not touching the floor here. From Cobra, exhale and press into all fours, into Bidalasana, all fours here. Kind of like we were starting the cat and cow from before. Now from here, tuck your toes under and go back into downward dog here. We're going to do this on the other side. So walk your feet forward to your hands. We're in forward fold here. We're going to inhale. We're going to reverse swan dive up, hands up to the ceiling. Exhale to prayer. Inhale up, hands to the ceiling. Swan dive down. Hands grace the floor. Bring your heart to the horizon, flat back. Forward fold again. Now bring your left foot behind you, hands grounded to the floor. Left foot behind you. Now bring that left knee to the floor, and your foot is long, your toes are out. Now from the strength of your legs and core here, bring your torso up, your hands to your hips. When you feel like you're balanced and comfortable, bring those hands up above your head and inhale. And breathe. Bring your hands back to your hips and bring your hands back to the floor. Tuck that left toe under, knee up. Bring the right foot to match the left. You're back into plank. Hang out here for breath. Now knees, chest and chin, tushy up. Now without your belly touching the floor, you push into cobra. Exhale into all fours. And bring your tushy up, you're back in downward dog. Feet walking to your hands to be in forward fold. Go into flat back, your heart to the horizon. Forward fold down. Exhale. Now inhale. Hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Wonderful. Beautiful. That is classical Surya Namaskara. You can choose to repeat classical Surya Namaskara 3 times here. So now we're going to go on. So we're in prayer position here, mountain pose. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go into warrior 2, facing the right. Your hands are in prayer. Lift your right foot up and bring it behind you, grounding it as slowly and carefully as you can. And then open your hips up, open your hands up, your left hand pointing forward, your right hand pointing behind you, and you're bending your left knee. This is called warrior 2. Now from here, bend that left knee, right hand overhead so that your triceps are touching your ears. This is called extended angle here. So your left hand is either on the floor or your left on your knee or somewhere in between. Extended angle. And breathe. Now when you're ready, this might start to smart in your left quad. Your leg is straight now. Your right hand is still up in the air, and now walk your left hand down to your ankle or to your shin or to the floor, whatever is most comfortable for you, and look up to your right hand. This is called triangle pose or trikonasana. Now from here, bend that left knee, come back up into warrior 2, and then put your hands into prayer and bring that right leg back up to meet the left. Now we're going into tree pose. So bring that right leg up, either below your knee or above the knee. Let's start with below the knee. You can either leave your hands in prayer at your chest or your hands to your third eye on your forehead. You can bring your arms to the sky. Every person, every day, your tree is going to be different. It doesn't have to be symmetrical either. It can be asymmetrical. If you need a wall for extra support, use it. If this doesn't feel good for you, bring your hands back down to prayer. You can walk your foot down so that your toe is barely touching the floor, or even if that's too hard, If you need modification, bring that toe to the floor. Beautiful. So ground that front leg back, hands into prayer. Now we're going to do that on the other side. So hands still into prayer, push them together. Lift your left leg up and back behind you. Ground that toe, ball, heel behind you. You're turning to the left, hands are still in prayer. And now open up your hips, your chest, your arms, your fingers. Take up space here. Warrior two. Now bend that leg a little bit more. You can put your elbow onto that knee and then bring your left hand up and over so that your left arm is touching your left ear, and look up. You can also bring your hand to the floor here, but if it's more comfortable, put your elbow on. Do not hold your breath here. I want you to concentrate on breathing here. Now, when you're done with this, I want you to straighten out that right knee and bring your left hand to the sky. Walk your right hand down. You're now in Trikonasana or triangle pose, facing the left. What you want to think about here is straightening out your front knee as best you can. Sometimes it pops up, you might not even know it, but if you can press it down best you can, try to do that. Now from here, from the strength of your core, come back up into warrior two. Now bring your hands back into prayer. You're shifting your weight to your right foot, your right leg. You're bending that right leg, and then you're putting all your weight into that right leg, lifting your left foot back to meet the right. Beautiful. Now let's bring that left foot up into tree pose. And breathe. Bring that left leg down. Your hands are back into prayer. Now from here, let's go into a wide-legged forward fold. So bring the right foot back behind you, kind of like warrior two, but now we're going to pivot our feet to the side. Both feet are now facing forwards because we're facing to the side now. So forward fold, you want to suck in your belly. Forward fold over, hands to the floor, or hands to your ankles, or hands to your elbows, but do not crimp your neck. Let your head hang and your neck relax here. And breathe. Now from here, press your hands to the floor in front of you. And now you're going to heel toe your feet in slightly. And then sink down so that your hips are close to your heels here. This is called Malasana. Now your hands are in prayer. And what you want to do is put your elbows to your knees and try pressing them out, and then rock side to side, shifting slightly your weight from left to right. And breathe. Now from here, press your hands on the floor, straighten out your legs. You're going to want to turn to face the top of your mat, bring your legs together again, and then you want to fold your knees under so that we're coming down to the floor. So your tushy's on the floor, your feet are in front of you. Hold on to the backs of your thighs and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Your head's the last thing to come down. Very slow. Now from here, let's go to bridge pose. So press your hands to the floor and knees and ankles are touching here. Or place a block in between your knees, that's fine too. But allow them to support each other so you don't have any imbalances in your muscles here. So pressing your knees together, you want to lift up your pelvis, shoulders to the ground here. This is called bridge. And breathe. And then bring down one vertebra at a time. Your pelvis is the last to come down. And if you want to, we'll try to do this again. Lifting up, pelvis up, one vertebra at a time, lifting up, shoulders to the ground, and breathe. And when you're ready, start curling your back down, one vertebrae touching the floor at a time, your pelvis the last to come down. And breathe. So your back is completely on the floor now. There's probably a little space in your lower back. So your sacrum and your shoulders and mid-back are touching the floor. Now let's bring this into Happy Baby. What you want to do is grab onto your feet. You want to bring your arms on the inside, but your hands to the outside of your feet, and then lean back. This is called Happy Baby. And breathe. And gently rock side to side, or just be still and breathe. And when you're ready here, let go of your feet, bring your feet to the floor, and come over to your side, making your arm a pillow for your head. And then press your weight into your left hand and walk yourself up to your seat. And then from here, let's do some upper back twists again. So your right foot is touching your left quad. And then you're giving a slight twist in your mid-thoracic spine up. So just your shoulders, and you want to look back behind you. Last breath. Beautiful. Now ground those hands behind you. You want to switch legs. Your left foot is touching your right quad. Now take your right hand over your left knee and give a slight twist from your mid-back up, looking back. Last one. Now bring your hands behind you. If you need a pillow here, use it. You bring your legs together, feet in front of you, into staff pose. So you can use your hands as support and try to straighten your back as much as you can, bringing your shoulders back, opening up your chest, and breathe. You want to root your sit bones to the floor. You want to root your legs to the floor. You want to be feeling your weight pressing from your legs and your sit bones into the floor. This is a difficult pose. I struggle with this pose quite a bit. I really need my hands for support here. Let's give this 2 more breaths. Of course, take as long as you need. Now let's bring your feet together, knees apart, into cobbler's pose. And then bring your feet out to the side and you can hang out here. So it's a wide-legged staff pose, or Upavisa Konasana. And breathe. If you need extra support with your hands, use them. From here, bring your feet together again, and you're going to do a forward fold. Use a band if you need it. Have that band handy. So you kind of fling it over your feet, and you're holding the band in both hands. And now walk your hands by twisting your wrists down. You're walking your hands closer and closer to your ankles, or even to your feet if you can. And just relax here in this pose here. Now from here, bring your knees up, feet forward. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs, and one vertebrae at a time, come down to the floor again. Head's the last thing to reach the floor. And now open your legs up with your feet touching. So this is sort of like cobbler's pose. If you need pillows to support you, please use them here. What we want to do here, you're going to bring your hands to either side, your palms facing up here. And imagine that space again. And breathe. If you're doing this at night, try to lower the lights down so you get really relaxed in this pose. Take as long as you need here, even up to 5 minutes. If you find that your mind is wandering, just concentrate on breathing in and out, or practice counting with your breath, but always bring it back to your breath if you find your mind wandering around over things that happened during the day or the week. Let everything go here. Push it aside. Take back your own space. It's just you and your breath. Press pause if you need. Now, when you are ready, bring your right hand behind your head so your right arm is out, and you create a pillow for your head and your arm, and you roll over to the right side. And then when you're ready, press your weight into your hands and walk yourself back up to your seat. So you're back where you started, with one leg over the other, in a cross-legged position here. Your arms feeling relaxed, your hands at your knees, your thumb to your third finger. Everything relaxed here. Your back is straight, your shoulders are back, your chest is up, and breathe. Now with every breath, try to come up with a short sentence that you can say to yourself. It could be anything. It could be, I have a beautiful forehead. I am fun to be around. I have a joyful nature. Everything is couched in a positive. And try to either find a few that you can repeat to yourself, or you can keep on making up new ones as you go and sit through this guided meditation for the 5 minutes that we have here. Every day is a beautiful day. I am calm and at peace. I sleep well at night. It can be anything. This is where you tell the universe your desires and open up your heart to the gifts that the universe will give you. And come back to that space of the honey-colored light. And as you move from this practice to your regular day, keep that with you, that protective, nourishing energy. Keep that with you during the day. Imagine that whenever you feel stressed, fatigued, it's there for you. Breath. Namaste.